Hey, what's good, people? I'm up in the lab with Bam, We're carving out a little bit of time. I'm in the middle of writing a new song. I have the beat done. That's been finished, and that's usually my process. Is I'll do the beat and then start writing to it. And how does that start for me? Well, let me backtrack, I guess. I try to make a couple beats a week. And when I do that, I don't do them, meaning I don't create these beats just for fun. I always have an end goal in mind of making a song, writing lyrics to it. And every beat that I make, I keep for that purpose. I even have a whole beat CD, I shouldn't say that, a beat tape. I have an album of instrumentals that I haven't written lyrics to. Maybe just one, I think, it has lyrics to it, Fearless. All the other, I was just like, well, let me do something with these because I like them. Maybe one day I'll write songs to them, but I'll get in grooves where I'll make these beats and I just keep going and going and going. And next thing I know, I've got like 15, 20 beats. And I'm like, shoot, I can just put these on a beat CD, beat tape. Beat CD, I say that again. I'm aging myself. So I'll just put them out. So I have them on my iTunes and Spotify, whatever. It's called Corn, Beef, and Beats if you want to listen to just the beats. But anyway, I digress. I'll make the beats. And then I'll pick one that kind of moves me a little bit more than the other in that particular day, whatever it is. And I literally kind of, I saw Lifted's video that he did the other day. And it's not so different from the way I go about doing mine too, where I'll just put the beat on and I won't even have my pen and paper out. Like I don't even have my pad out. I'm old school. I still write things down. And I'll just start humming to it. Like, here's the beat. Thanks. And I just start thinking. Bob the head. For me, my mind thinks in stories, in pictures. If that makes any sense at all, maybe some of you can relate. But I start seeing a almost like a movie or a TV series that starts playing in my head to the music. And that's how the lyrics come out, from the picture I see in my head. So as I'm listening to this song, I'm just vibing to it, kind of humming a little cadence to it. And then I start getting visions in my head. I'll even close my eyes sometimes. And a movie starts playing in my head. And I start writing things down. And that's how the initial lyrics get going. It might just be one line. It might be two lines. And then that's all I get. And then I get stuck. Then I'll put the pen down, I'll just close my eyes again, and I'll just start listening to the song, listening to the beat, letting it move me. And that's when things start appearing in my head that I start writing to. Or writing about, I guess, is the only way I can describe it. No, girl. And then things just start coming out. And people talk about writer's block. Well, I get this beat, and then I can't think of anything to write about. So I just put it away. Then they don't do anything with it. I'm going to call BS on that because the best way to get through writer's block is to write or to go through whatever process it is, whether you use your phone or whether you write or just sitting there humming to it, doing a cadence to it, whatever it is. You have to create action. You can't just wait. Don't wait for it to come to you, if that's what I'm saying. Like, well, I'll just wait for inspiration to come to me. If you wait for that, you're going to wait for a long time. So I never, like this song that I'm working on right now, I wasn't quote unquote inspired to do a song. I didn't have to see a video for someone to inspire me. Can that help? Sure. But my inspiration comes from action. And I just say, screw it. And I come up here, or I do it in my bedroom, wherever it happens to be. And I'll use my MPC Live. That's a great tool too. So I'm portable. So I could be downstairs and I'll just do it there. And I'll turn it on and just listen and go through the same process as I'm going through right now. And start letting my mind tell me the story and then start writing. And it could take a long time. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it comes out quick. But it doesn't start unless you start writing and start the process. So I know there's a lot of people out there that want to make their own song. Lifted was one of them. I see you, Lifted. He talked to me about it. We chatted about it, where he had things, but he didn't. I don't know exactly what was going through his mind, whether it's not good enough, or what are people going to think, or I can't get anything out of my. But he started doing it. He started doing the process, and he started going through the motions even. And now he's got songs out. That's no different from how I did things. I've been doing it a little longer, and I've been putting things out. And listen, I don't do it for how many streams I can get or how much money I can make. I do this for me. And I write these songs for me. And if people like them, that's great. But don't stick yourself or get stuck based on a fear or a thought in your head where it's like, oh, I can't do that. I don't have anything to write about. Bullshit. Yeah, you do. Start writing. That's how the process starts. And don't wait, like I said, don't wait for inspiration. Don't wait for something to come to you. You'll be waiting a long time. Start writing. Start the process. And so I say all that to say this. Today, I come up here, and I wasn't sure what was going to come out of it, but I got a whole verse and almost a second verse. And then the third verse will come maybe tomorrow. I don't force it. When it comes, it comes. When I come up here, whatever. And so it's not rocket science is another thing I'm trying to say. Don't complicate it. Who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for someone else? Or are you doing it for yourself? That's where it should come from. Right here. That's where it should come from. Period. And then let the others decide whether they like it or not. What you got, girlie? Are you going to do a little cleaning? Go ahead. Scrub the floor. Daddy's almost done. And she's a part of the process too. I mean, I'm with her all day long. So I bring her up here with me. And she goes and moseys around doing whatever she's doing. But she becomes an inspiration. I hate using that word inspiration, but she becomes that inspiration too. Because she likes coming up here with Daddy. So it gives us a little getaway. And she gets to play and mess around, and I get to be creative. And so I'm going to do the first verse I came up with. And that's another thing. Like after I write, there's my, it doesn't matter if you can see it. That's my 16, first verse. And then I practice it. I recite it over and over. So when it's time to record, thank you. This episode is brought to you by Dawn. Get some. So when I do rehearse it or when I do record it, it doesn't feel like I'm reading it. It just flows. Not like I'm freestyling, but I don't have to think about what's on the paper. When I do this for you guys like right now, it's another practice session for me. It's not tight yet because I literally just wrote this within the yesterday and today. Finished it just a little bit ago before I start recording this. So I'm just going to do it for you. It's practice for me, and you can listen while you watching. I don't have a working title yet. Skyline, or maybe a dream I had. I'm not sure yet.
Got
The dream I had, rain fell sideways, eyes wide open, came a long way. The road was maze, yellow brick was broken, smoke in the air, no words were spoken. A young boy daydreams in the backyard, while his dad gets dusted, arms scarred. Will he ever find the strength to leave? Still I pray, Lord, I grieve for the lost one, kill or be killed. Break the chain, climb the steep hill, thrill of the hunt, ready for action. Sun falls down, no satisfaction. For a man with the curse to bear, for a son without a dad to care. It's a gift to wake up, see a light, look in the air, skyline bright. And this is where the hook would be. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the hook yet. Because I have a little scratch I did in there with, so it's not necessarily hook scratch, but I could just leave it. But I might also do something with it. Who knows? But that was just like the first verse. Excuse me, and then second verse comes on, blah, blah, blah. But again, that's how my process goes before I actually go into the microphone and put it down in the X. And if it helps you guys, again, the last thing I just want to say, and the most important thing of this whole video, just start. How do you start? You start by doing it. Don't wait for inspiration. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for anything except start writing. Start doing it. Start recording. Start doing everything that goes along with it. And then motivation will follow. But nothing comes first without that action. You have to act. Get some, folks. Have a great day. Out.